Turian versus Garrosh.
Victory or death!
I must protect the wild.
Well, I definitely don't keep Aviana, but the rest of my hand is pretty good. I'm not sure if Feral Rage is really a keep. I probably want to be coining out Barns on 3 anyway, and something along the lines of a Wild Growth or a Jade Blossom might just be a lot better. But if I mulligan the Feral Rage, there's like such a high chance I mulligan into something that's unplayable, so let's not do that.
Fly, potty! I'm in charge now.
I'm gonna coin the Wrath here to kill one of these dudes, and just commit to going Wild Growth into Barns in the next couple turns. May as well just go for the Wrath here if I can, to protect myself a few points of damage. Protect myself from a few points of damage. Okay, that was a fairly weak turn from him. I could actually just innervate my Barns here, and then I have either Feral Rage or Wild Growth. If I play the Wild Growth, I go for Nourish the next turn. I think I'm just gonna play Wild Growth here. The Innervate is a pretty significant card in my deck, since half my deck costs more than 5 mana.
Trust the pirate's code.
I think I play Swipe instead of Barns here. This thing is really scary, does way too much damage. And then it looks like I might even be playing Nourish instead of Barns next turn.
For the War Chief!
Or maybe I play Nourish plus Barns next turn. Because the Nourish does give me 2 mana, the Innervate gives me 2. I could also go for Barns plus Feral Rage. Nourish puts me up to 8 next turn. Doesn't actually seem that significant. If I hit Malagos, I can Moonfire this. If I miss, I just Moonfire this guy instead. Let's go for the Feral Rage play. I'm in a position where I could die next turn. Well, that's really good. I should have thought more about this Innervate before I cast it. Is Hero Power good enough? It even protects my Malagos. It puts me at 13. It's pretty hard for him to do 13. I'll be on 6 mana. This will ramp me up to 9 on the following with 3 on that turn. So I can play Nourish plus Feral Rage next turn. I think this is way better. If I left the Core Chron Elite up though, I think I had to play Feral Rage. He did choose to trade with the Malagos. I thought there was some chance he wouldn't, but it was probably correct too. So this is the play. Next turn is probably Sogoth, and he probably concedes when I play Sogoth, unless he develops like a Naga Corsair or something significant here. Wow, he chose to just hold his weapon. That's interesting. It is really, really hard for him to deal with Sogoth here. Although I guess actually if he just has like a couple upgrade effects, he can just punch through it with his War Axe over a couple turns. Did he just try to Mortal Strike my Sogoth? Because that's not how it works, buddy. Let's trade Barns plus the Living Roots into this. And then I guess I'm just going to develop Aviana as a 5/5. I could have just put the damage on my Sogoth, but then it goes into weapon range and I don't really want that. It's still in range of Arcanite Reaper plus an upgrade effect, which is a bit of an issue. But it's pretty specific for him to have Arcanite Reaper plus upgrade on only 3 cards. Especially considering that I'm pretty sure that one card is a Mortal Strike. Okay, so I'm gonna play Jade Blossom here and then draw a card off of it. Since I have Aviana on the board, I can play any minion I draw here. And every spell in my deck was playable on 5 mana. I got a pretty bad result. But hey, what was that? 8 mana 2/2? Not bad. I had an Aviana on my board and it still cost me 8 mana to play a 2/2.
What now?
Oh yeah, I guess I did put him in range of that. Should have held back on one of those attacks, that was pretty dumb.
Blood and plunder.
I could actually lose the game because of a play like that, that was pretty bad. If I didn't draw a card that was too expensive, I would have used my hero power plus this guy to trade into that. Just to keep this guy out of range of weapons a little bit. But I think Yashiraj is just a little bit too good to play there, or to not play there.
Malfurion versus Garrosh.
Victory or death!
I must protect the wild.
I have to imagine Pirate Warrior is like almost impossible for me to beat. And this is not one of the hands that beats it, I don't think.
Fly, Polly! I'm in charge now.
It looked like he was thinking about coining something out there, but he decided not to. Maybe that means he has a good coin 3-drop this turn. So kill both of his pirates in case it's a Bloodsail cultist. Also, I probably just want to kill both of his dudes anyway because they do damage to me. I think I have to remove this. It sucks giving up my 8 armor, but that thing's going to deal way more than 8 damage to me if I leave it up.
Scuttle the ship.
Missing my turn here really sucks. Even if I had swipe here, I'd probably still lose. But the fact that I just had nothing is pretty bad.
Blood and plunder.
Who's up for an adventure?
I can nourish up to 8 on the following turn. If I draw an Innervate, maybe I'm still in this. Because I can go Aviana, Innervate Sogoth or something. Moonfire, that's almost Innervate. I did draw the Innervate, but I don't think there's anything that really helps me here. If I play Sogoth, he just kills me through it. I guess I'll just assert my dominance with Mayor Noggenfogger. I don't think Goya can get me anything that's good enough. If he really messes up here, there's potential that I'm not dead. He has to like attack with these first, they both hit Aviana, then he attacks with this, it also hits Aviana, and then this weapon hits Noggenfogger. I think Noggenfogger can only choose valid targets, so he's never like running his minions into each other. Yeah, these just both go into Noggenfogger. Actually, if this goes face, I'm not dead here. Necessarily. Go into the Noggenfogger. Aw, I'm still dead. Fuck that. Man, I could have top decked Yogg. Won a game I had no business winning. Would have been hot.
Malfurion versus Liadrin.
My hammer burns with holy fire.
I must protect the wild.
Am I supposed to keep 2 wild growths? With this deck, probably. Probably don't want to keep living roots. Wow, this is so much ramp. So I can coin wild growth into nourish.
The light protects.
Oh god, he's aggro. Fuck. I lost. I might innervate the nourish instead of playing wild growth next turn. It would let me also play wrath or hero power. But regardless of what I want to do, I think it's correct to play wild growth this turn.
You gonna sleep with the fishes.
Alright, let's go for nourish for mana. And then try to deal with the squire. The living roots is a decent pickup. Helps me clear his board off a little bit. At this point I'm really just hoping I can draw some dudes though. At least that's a pretty slow turn from him. I can go for hero power living roots plus wild growth here. Ramp a little bit more and clear his board. Heck yeah, let's ramp into Noggenfogger. I mean, it's still one more turn off, but let's get there. It seems like that deck might be playing, like, Blessing of Kings or something. So the Noggenfogger might be really sick. Maybe he just buffs my dudes. He only hit 3 minions off that. And I know they're all the 1-drops he got off of
You gonna sleep with the fishes.
the small-time recruits last turn. There's Goya. I don't have a target for her though. I wish I still had my living roots.
What to do?
Let's kill his biggest dude. And then pass the turn and hope Noggenfogger's good enough next turn. I might even send Noggenfogger back into my deck with Goya if he survives. Because on his own he's not really going to do a whole lot. I don't think Noggenfogger is very good here, so I'm gonna go for the Goya play instead. Yashiraj is definitely the best one. Yogg-Saron's not too exciting, but he has a pile of stats. If I live this turn, then Noggenfogger is really good next turn, just because I have so much stuff.
My shield for Argus.
I died, though. Unlucky.
Accidents, they happen, you know?
Malfurion versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
I must protect the wild.
Let's keep the ramp and toss the things that we want to ramp into.
Is someone injured?
Pointing Wild Growth here means that I can play Jade Blossom next turn, meaning that I can follow that up with Nourish. So that's why I'm going to coin the Wild Growth here.
Once upon a time.
Unfortunately, I do give him something to heal off of on the Cleric, but I'm not going to pass up my ramp to prevent him from spending 2 mana to draw a card. Looks like he doesn't even care about the card draw this turn anyway. So the question is, do I take cards or do I ramp here? If I ramp up to 8, I can play Ragnaros next turn, but I can just Innervate Rag next turn if I want. And I'm running low on cards, so I think I'll take the cards here. So I can double Innervate Kun next turn, but I believe that only returns 6 mana, so it's probably not too good. It's probably just going to be an Innervate Ragnaros play. Even with the early Ragnaros, I'm still in quite a bit of trouble. He just has too much stuff on the board. Hit the worst target. I guess face was worse. Hit the worst minion. But if he doesn't have an answer to Ragnaros, which it looks like he does have the death. Okay, he has a Corruptor. Corruptor is a lot better for me than death. That actually slows down his aggression quite a bit. So I probably want to swipe this guy, leaves me with 3 mana. I could Feral Rage into this guy, or I could just like Hero Power and Living Roots to kill one of these. Let's just kill off the Northshire Cleric. Prevent him from drawing too many cards. Hopefully I draw something big next turn. Because right now I can Innervate out either of my big dudes, but if I Innervate Kun I only get 8 mana back, so I can't even play the Noggenfogger with it. I guess I can go for Kun Mulch. That's not terrible. I'll even just kill this thing while I'm at it, because why not? I'm pretty low on resources now though. Didn't I draw cards off Nourish this game? Damn, I'm just burning through my cards. You're gonna wish you had that Shadow Word Death for my Mayor Noggenfogger. Except I'm actually playing Malygos here because it's way better. If he's not playing Entomb, this Malygos should do a lot of work. How do you have no play there? Do I actually draw cards instead of playing Noggenfogger here? I think I do. Drawing into spell damage, or even like my Aviana, is really important right now.
Tonight, a tale of glory.
No Aviana. Unlucky. So yeah, drawing cards is good there. I got to develop a couple things, which has about as many stats as the Noggenfogger. Plus I drew a better big dude to play next turn, and the Moonfire to deal with whatever he plays. I think the Nourish definitely worked out better than the Noggenfogger would have.
Are you mocking me?
Let's just play a big dude. I don't think I mind taking 2 damage on my Malygos. It's not like he has a spell that deals 10 and not 12 or something. The Malygos is still massive. He's been holding on to his operative? I guess he probably just didn't have a dragon. I can probably guess that this card right here is a dragon. Otherwise it makes no sense to have been holding on to that. And by extension I can say that these 4 are not dragons. Okay, so that's a card from my deck that he was considering playing right here. It looks like he got 2 Living Roots or Wraths. Because obviously most of my deck was not playable right there. The swipe is really good here. So I do 9 to him, puts him to 15. I think this is lethal.